Good morning, Chi-Chi. One thing about me is I have a lot of books, and the truth is, there are a lot of them I really haven't read. It just seems to be one of those things you just kind of keep on accumulating, but they don't really have any kind of utility if you never get around to reading them. And then it starts becoming kind of a hassle, like especially like if you have to move or something or change something in the home. You got a bunch of just mass you got to move that really serves no purpose to you. For fun, whenever especially like kind of like pastors, you notice that they tend to have a pretty big library, a lot of books. One question I always like to ask them is, if you have all these books, about what percentage have you read? And then like what percentage, have you at least like just open the book, so it opens it up to being like a resource book or something like that. Pastor Duncan over at Trinity Presbyterian Church has had the highest answer so far. He thinks he's read about 80% of the books on his shelf, and he has about 4 bookshelves full. And he's getting into his older years too, and so he's had the time to do it. Pastor Jordan Gackle up in North Dakota, he's related to us. He has about 3 or 4 bookshelves too, and he's a younger guy, and he told me that maybe 20 to 30%, closer to 20% for reading, 30% for like opening and actually using. So it's kind of interesting. If I were to give the number of books like I've opened, I'd say I've probably opened at least 80% of them. But as far as like reading them all the way through, I'm gonna say maybe 2%, and that's pretty sad. But with all that, getting back to where it's kind of a weight, I don't want it to be a weight, and so I'm trying to get rid of them. But I'd still like to utilize them. I picked them up for a reason, because I'm interested in them. And so I just decided to start reading them. The first one I picked up was a book called There's No Such Thing as Business Ethics. It's a book that talks about the golden rule, essentially. The golden rule is do unto others as they'd have them do it to you. And the book is kind of a brief summary, like kind of puts that into application, just in a business environment. When you're going about something, like for me, the thing that I thought about was, I'm a chiropractor. How do I, use the golden rule as a chiropractor? Well, when I get an adjustment, I want the best adjustment I can have, because, a good quality adjustment, is a lot better than, a substandard adjustment, one that's thoughtful and one that's trying to understand the problem, and you're willing to, show that you've solved the problem with whatever measures you want to put on it. Those are good adjustments. That's a good chiropractic experience, and not every chiropractor does that. When I kind of get just brushed over, I don't feel like, I got the best adjustment ever. It still feels good sometimes, but the ones that last and make the difference, though, are those good quality ones. That's what I like to receive, and so that's what I try to give. And I work in an office now where, sometimes, especially when there are a lot of people coming through the door, you're trying to give the good adjustment, but you're always trying to be speedy, because your business has to make money too. But it's one of those kind of like, balance things. And what I got from that is that was really just fortified that, I want a great adjustment for myself, and so I need to make sure that I give the best adjustment I can for somebody else. And you can apply it. It's a good rule to be thinking about, like when you are at home, working with mom, or spending time with me, or even as you get older and you start making friends, and you're going out and interacting with the world. Do unto others as they had have them do unto you. Not bad for a first book off the shelf. You have a wonderful day, Chi Chi. I love you so much.